All right, stop federal zoning and save the suburbs. Joining us now is our housing secretary, Scott Turner, is going to tell us what's happening with that. Scott Turner, number one, congratulations on your post. Number two, it's a pleasure to see you again. And number three, we ought to save the suburbs and stop this federal zoning stuff.
Yes, sir, Larry. It's so good to be with you, and thank you for always being so encouraging. And you're right. You know, we have to save our suburbs. I have the affirmatively further and fair housing rule right here, Larry. This is 75 pages of bureaucratic red tape. And really, it was just crippling people from having the suburban American dream. And so we're taking it down today so that we can restore our suburbs exactly how you said.
You know, look, I love to hear you talk on this stuff. And I know you know all about it. And we've talked about this in the past. But they want to use, you know, Obama started this and Biden made it worse. I mean, it's climate change regulations and public housing is going to go in the middle of this neighborhood, regardless of what the local folks want. Why can't we just keep it so the local folks run their own towns, not the federal government?
That's exactly right. We're restoring, you know, local control, Larry, and you know all too well, you know, this in essence is a zoning tax. You know, Washington bureaucrats should not tell localities, you know, how to run their neighborhoods. Neighborhoods, local leaders, they know exactly what they need. And so we're going to restore local freedom, flexibility, and power, you know, to the states and cities where it should be.
You know, one other thing, Scott, a lot of people, look, you're housing and urban development. A lot of people in the cities, Democrat-run machines in the cities, want to annex suburbs to give them more money and power, but basically to tell the suburbs what to do and to, you know, try to regulate them through that vehicle. And I think that's something that, you know, that's a problem. It's a growing problem.
It is a problem. And, you know, today we're taking down this rule, this Obama-Biden era rule. Burdensome regulations, Larry, in our country is one of the biggest factors in the home affordability crisis that we have. And so here at HUD, we are laser focused in regulatory reform and restoring the control back to the localities. You know, these rules and others like this decrease the supply. They increase costs and decrease the supply. And so we're reversing that. We're returning control, you know, back to the states, bringing costs down, raising supply up so that more people in America can achieve the American dream when it comes to home ownership. And we are focused on that. We have a great team here. And so you can count on us to fight for that every day for the American people.
Well, that's where I was going, because I was going to say, how can we utilize this to build some affordable housing? You just started to mention it. And I'd like to hear more, because I think this is very important. There's tremendous, you know, look, the Gen Zers, the Gen Xers, they're growing up, they're getting jobs finally. They voted for Trump, at least that's what the polls show. They want to buy a home. You know, Scott Turner, they all want to get and cash in on the American dream, and we ought to do everything we can to help them.
Absolutely, we should. And Washington cannot pick winners and losers. And so that's what AFFH did. Washington was picking winners and losers. And so now the American family, the next generation of homeowners, they're going to start picking where they want to live, where they want to raise their families, what schools they want to put their children in, what parks they want to go to on Saturday, Larry. And so we're really excited about taking this rule down and restoring freedom and flexibility back to our American people.
Scott, Love, 30 seconds. Give me an update on enterprise zones, one of my favorites.
Oh, yes, sir, Larry. You know, the Opportunity Zone legislation that we worked on the last Trump administration was extremely impactful. And so I'm looking forward to expanding opportunity zones, increasing opportunities for American families, creating new and better housing and new operating businesses so that everybody in America, the forgotten people of America, will be forgotten anymore.
Just terrific stuff. Scott Turner, the best of the best.